Hey, everybody, it's the coach.
We are at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup set to go here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. This will be fielded at the 8, and he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And what I enjoyed watching this week when we had a chance to watch them at practice, the easy camaraderie that he has with his offense.
A lot of respect.
A lot of respect, and frankly, I thought it spilled over to the defense. The defensive guys were coming over and teasing and joking with him. You can tell they respect the heck out of him and really want to play well for him.
And his first pass is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the number one thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps to have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28.
Here we go now. Boom, landed.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And right away, he lost the football. And this is going to be Packer football. Well, he's going to have to shake out the cobwebs first time he touches the football, and he drops it on the ground.
So many times we talk about quarterbacks and taking care of them early to get them in the flow with safe throws, right? But with a runner, there is no such thing as a safe run, right? Right out of the gate, you're going to be in some traffic. You got to take care of the ball, and he didn't do that.
Got an open man. It's Valdez-Scantling. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Inside.
And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here.
Encroachment, defense.
So a jump there defensively.
And it's a killer. Watch the football.
Still 2nd down.
Don't move across the line of scrimmage until the ball moves.
So after the penalty, now they need just a yard on 2nd down. And they'll run it here. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago. And Charles, how do you think he ran the football?
I thought he definitely had his moments. I did think that they could have utilized him a little bit better, and I'm definitely going to keep an eye on him to see how they're going to use him this week.
Throwing now is Rodgers.
No.
And it'll be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Earl Thomas. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Now a first carry for their fullback. And he'll power his way up near the 25. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24.
All right, here we go.
To throw on 2nd down. Boyle, and he's got it. Got his man on the end route, complete. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. It's an 8-yard pickup and leads to a new set of downs.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll get this up only to about the 33. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 20 carries, 78 yards.
And he's hoping to have the same type of game, but he's going up against the #1 defense in the league, and they're very good at fitting the run. So now you've got to think offensive strategy, maybe a little more play action, and try to find some people up and down the field.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Here we go now.
From the gun, Boyle. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
I like his effort there. He got it done on his own. But let's face it, he puts defenses in a really stressful spot when he takes off and runs because a lot of guys have coverage responsibilities.
Good job of rallying, though, because I thought when he first took off, he might pick up the 1st down. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
No run call here. They'll look to throw instead. He's going to run, but he's got a long way to go. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th.
I thought he did a pretty good job there to get back what he could, but let's face it, that sack on 2nd down, talk about throwing a wrench into the works. He certainly did.
Yeah, he did everything he could there trying to pick up some positive yardage, and he did, but not enough. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings offense now heading out to take over. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, get the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. Their fullback try and push the pile. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. Touchdown, Vikings. Carlos Hyde, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Vikings have taken a 1st quarter lead. Well, that one's hard to believe. Not something you see every day. A very long run for the big guy.
Normally we see his counterpart, right? The scat back, the guy with the so-called speed. But we saw a little bit of everything there, didn't we? The big, powerful man with the football. He can also stretch it out a little bit in the open field.
Amore?
And this will be a touchback as that sails.
Sì, amore, adesso finisco qua e poi giochiamo.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field.
No, amore.
For them have not been strong to this
Ci
point.
sto poco, non ci sto tanto.
Turnover and then a punt.
So would it be too snarky for me to say that they've shown improvement?
Amore, ho iniziato ora, Prima sono stato tutto il tempo con Amanda.
So at least they didn't turn it over. That's good, right?
You're going to get some angry users reaching out to you on social media.
Well, I don't mean to be. I was actually looking for the positive. Silver lining, you know.
Ah.
Now they'll run it on the toss. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now Rodgers throwing on second down. And that's incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver, and it's third down.
Well, he kind of forced that one there, didn't he? It's almost like he predetermined where he was going to go with the football.
Yeah, he wasn't really going through progressions. He wanted to go to his top guy. You do that against this defense, they'll make you pay, won't they?
Yeah, they certainly will. They react very quickly to the thrown football.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8.
Reset. Hey, easy.
Shotgun now for Rodgers. That's caught by the former Sooner, Mark Andrews. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with the tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
12 more yards there and another first down. Getting the sense, Charles, are going to put big emphasis this afternoon on the run game.
And why not? What we're seeing so far is working pretty well from them. And here's the best part. We always talk about the best performers do their job when the lights come on. I think he likes natural light best.
Rodgers now on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31. Defensively rallying to the ball after the nice move. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. On second down, here's Rodgers. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that Tucker rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. 7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. Working from the gun. Rodgers. Looking left side. Andrews with it complete. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And
with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. From here, this would have been a 48-yarder, but no, they're going to go for it. And we'll see what the decision is here as they've got a 4th and 1 coming up.
Hey, 88. Hey, check 26.
Rodgers going to go on 4th down. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, you feel the excitement build on those 4th down plays. Defense has to stay out there, but for the offense, when that thing doesn't work out, such disappointment.
It can absolutely be a deflator, but how about the defensive guys? If they stop you on 4th down, they are absolutely...
And that's caught inside the 35. And he finally goes down, but not before reaching the 21.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. Now the Packers give him nowhere to go, and they bring him down.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going.
Here we go.
They run a draw here on 2nd down. And an alley to run. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
So now 3rd and 10. A big play to start the drive, but nothing since.
Here we go. Green, 39.
Operating from the gun. Boyle. Looking left side, he's got it, complete. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th.
One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. So the drive stalls out inside the 15-yard line, but they do get 3.
And I've talked with enough players nowadays, and when they have these types of kicks, that no one says to their guy, hey, that's just like making an extra point, piece of cake. Because the extra point is not a piece of cake anymore. But kicking a field goal from that distance, just give him confidence and let him knock it through.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a 4th down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. And that one good for 16, and the drive will continue.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
Now Rodgers looking to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, complete. It's Andrews. And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line. 3rd catch of this first half for him, and this one is a 1st down. And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. While the training staff works on him, we'll step aside and be right back.
We got three, fellas. We got three.
This is Howard on second down. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll wind up being a loss of 2. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. And did he have enough? He did. He kept it online and managed to tuck it into the bottom right corner. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted. But I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
And, partner, I think that's a great example that not all tight ends are created equal because everything was right. Got the completion, but he's not one of the more dynamic guys in the league. So even though he caught it, couldn't turn it into much more.
Now let's go. 3,
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
Well, that play was over before it even got started. Thanks for nothing, huh? How about that? That sets up a very difficult 3rd down call now.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
Green 39. Green 39.
From the gun, Boyle. Open man is Thielen. It's complete. Thielen with his first catch, and it's a 1st down.
And the key number on that play, 3. 3rd play of the drive, 3rd down, spectacular catch, turns into a 1st down.
1st down saves him from a 3 and out.
Here we go now. Green.
They go play action here on 1st down. Looking for Allen. He's got him on the slant. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there, freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Here we go. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And some space here. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Here we go now. Blue landed. Blue landed.
2 minutes remain here in the 1st half. We're back to Lambeau following these words. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
Now a chance to make that encroachment penalty really hurt. 1st and 5. Operating from the gun. Boyle throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. And now a timeout coming from the defensive side for the Packers. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
Looking to throw on second down. Boyle, this will be caught just inside the 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. As his guys are in for 6. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead. On this play, he just made a great route. The quarterback had to deliver it, sure, but a great route run there.
And, Brandon, this is what the best receivers do. They work on their route running because it's one thing to have athletic ability, but to really get open, you have to set up defensive backs for different routes and be precise in your cuts.
And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. An update from Buffalo. The Raiders are out to an early lead. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the second quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call in the West Coast offense, the long handoff?
Yeah.
Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here. On first down, Rodgers. He's going to look deep down the field. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's second down. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Back to the air on second down. It's Rodgers. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers again now. And he's got a man, Corey Davis. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory. If you're going to blitz, likely going to leave you in man coverage with this guy, and that is less than ideal.
It is because just about any offense that has an elite receiver, if you blitz and have him in man coverage, you're going to him, even if he has an elite defender on him, because he usually knows where the ball is before the defender does.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers.
No.
And that'll be incomplete.
The one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the first half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Here's Rodgers throwing again. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things.
58.
Throwing is Rodgers on 3rd down. And Davis with it left side. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. They do get 9, but it leads to 4th down.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball to someone, they catch it, and then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. This would have been a 54-yard boot had they tried a field goal, but they will not try a field goal. They're going for it. They'll go for it. It's Rodgers.
No!
And that is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. Well, that's another mistake there on the drop pass on 4th, and we've seen him do things like this all game.
It's not hard to figure out why they're down by that deficit. They haven't made plays that are going to keep them in the game or win the game all game long. That's another example right there. It all boils down at the end of it to execution. Either you make the play or you don't.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. This quarterback now nearly perfect. 9 of 10 in this first half. It's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Boyle. Wide open receiver complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect.
What's the old adage? Be quick, but don't hurry. Well, that went right out the window there. He was hurried, harassed. That ball had to be gotten rid of, otherwise he was going to get sacked.
Throwing again. Boyle. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Dwayne Allen as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off the squad.
Yeah, they got the cushion. This half has been
Perché piangi? Senti un po', mi vai a prendere una bambola? Me la prendi una bambola? Me la prendi?
Carlson now to kick this one away. This one taken just inside the 10. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Trying to lay one up deep. It's caught at the 10. We have hit half.
No, un cellulare per terra.
Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
Basta.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This one taken just inside the 10. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here.
Non mi vai a prendere una bambola, papà?
The Packers offense now heading back out onto the field. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive, and we often talk about it.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he finally goes down at the 23-yard line. It's a big play that time for the Packers. 46 yards. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Davis has it over the middle. And he'll get it down this time to the 17. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Check that. 26. Pick it up.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. They'll go with the ground attack here. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding. Offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long? Shotgun now for Rodgers. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football.
On plays like this, when the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from it. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Now out comes their leader and the captain of this offense back. All things considered, a pretty good kick. Just cruel punishment there to be denied by the crossbar.
If you're going to hit from that distance, sometimes you're going to need a little luck. And unfortunately for him, this time the break goes against him.
Here we go now. Green 39.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Looking to throw. Boyle. It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this down inside of Green Bay's 15-yard line. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 43 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock it.
And he will not throw it away. He goes out of bounds, well shy of the line of scrimmage, so that's a sack. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, this is something I may never understand. I don't get why a quarterback under duress who has a chance to get rid of the ball and save the yardage keeps it and runs out of bounds. Instead of an incomplete pass and no loss of yardage, it's a 3-yard loss.
And Thielen's got it. Touchdown, Vikings. Adam Thielen, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Vikings find a way to stretch their lead.
How about that touchdown, partner? If you blinked, you probably missed it. I looked away for just a second, and they were in the end zone.
Carlson on for the PAT. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Carlson now to kick this one away. This one taken from the 7. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10, touchdown, Packers. In for the score. And the Packers get a score closer. Such an electric play, so much fun to watch. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. But he doesn't get far. They're able to stop him. And after all that, the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
So even when they get a touchdown in this game, which hasn't really been a stellar contest for them, they can't even cap it off and kick the extra point.
Yeah, just not a whole lot going right for them in this game.
I know that when they get into film, this is going to be Exhibit A about how this game went for this team. Oh, we finally score. Can't even kick the extra point.
So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Vikings offense gets set to take over here. They are clicking on all cylinders. They seem to be just scoring at will right now, and that's why they've opened up this big lead.
Now we always talk about getting into the zone, and all athletes are seeking that, aren't they? But everything is working for them. Every move they make works. It clicks, and they are on point right now.
Yeah, they are in that zone that you're talking about. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
I think he's a little trigger happy right there, and it turned into an ill-advised throw into their zone.
Well, we know he has confidence. He'll throw it any place, anytime, anywhere. That time it fell incomplete. Off the play fake. Boyle. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. A good pickup there, a 22. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down. Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Neutral zone infraction, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the two defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
And now a carry here for their fullback. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. Josh Jones in on the stop.
And there's the pickup you want on first down. All offenses say, you get me 4 on first down, we'll take it. How about if you get 5? They'll really be happy.
Watch him now, Barney.
To throw on second down. Boyle. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. That one good for 7 as this long drive continues and the chains move again. This quarterback now 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go on the ground. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Credit the tackle to Kylie Fitz, the former Utah Ute.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Green 39.
Looking to throw on second down. Boyle throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And he's able to get it to the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and they're going to have a third down.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
From the gun on third down. Boyle. And he will find his man on the end route. Complete. And they just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Back to throw. Boyle. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up second down. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Lucky 56. Here we go now.
Again to the fullback on the dive. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. It'll only be a gain of a yard, and it sets up a 3rd down and 4 now.
Normally when you see a short gain in the middle of a 3-4 defense, go ahead and pat the nose tackle on the back because he's holding things up and taking out extra blockers, which allows one of the inside linebackers to roam free and make the tackle.
And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. Carlson able to put this one through. And that'll extend this lead now up to 25. So they get 3, certainly hoping for 6 after a 13-play drive.
So you console yourself on defense by saying you did your job, right? If they go 13 plays, you only give up a field goal, you did a nice job there. But here's the other part. 13 plays, you don't force any mistakes, you don't take the ball away. Maybe that's the way they should look at it.
This will be taken short. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 26. Play action. Now it's Rodgers. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down. Back now at Lambeau. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10. On play action, Rodgers. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is down deep into Minnesota territory. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 58 yards. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. And it's brought in by Davis over the middle. Davis fighting. He loses the football. And this belongs to the Vikings.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Hurry up, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And they'll run it here. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Thanks to that last play, a little more room to operate. 1st and 10 at the 18.
Hurry up, here we go.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he goes across the 20 to the 22. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
And on the ground they go with a running back. Looking for a cutback lane, but nothing there as he's met at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the 4th quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. And this defense continues to give them fits. They just can't get really anything going on the ground, can they?
I love the theme that you just brought up. This defense has been tough all game long against the run. We just saw another example of it there.
Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, Give him 15. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Green Bay offense now about ready to take possession here. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that, because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
Yeah, difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Rodgers now going to throw again. Looking deep downfield. And both guys were there, but it falls incomplete. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one, because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. And that one incomplete. Had some position, but couldn't hold on, and it brings up 4th down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Zoom, zoom.
Now Rodgers got to have this one. And this is going to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. Oh, the lonely punter inside their own 20 figured for sure they were punting this away. They did not, and the move does not pay off.
You think someone put up the stop signal when he started to trot over the sideline? Nope, no, son. We're going to go for it here. Usually when you see a team do these types of things, it's because they're so dominant that they don't believe that they can get beat. This is much more of what you see in a high school game, maybe some of those mismatched college games. But in the NFL, any given Sunday is a phrase they take seriously. And guess what? That was probably going to backfire.
Looking to throw. Boyle in trouble, and he'll go down back at the 12. Daniil Hunter in there to drop him, and it'll be a loss of about 8.
Well, if you're going to throw the ball on 1st and goal from the 2, the worst thing that should result is an incompletion for you offensively. But, Brandon, this is a different type of football. Back in my day, 1st and goal from the 2, a lot of big people with big neck rolls, they were on the field trying to ram it into the end zone. They'll
wind up getting 7 on the completion, but they'll still be faced now with a 3rd and goal situation. The Vikings on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Back to throw. Boyle. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dwayne Allen, a beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings offense continues to pour it on. So another score there, and often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Rodgers will break the huddle and bring the Pack up 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Here's Rodgers to throw. He'll buy some time right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Andrews. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A nice gain of 21 yards. Rodgers now on 1st down. He's got his man on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
You reset. Hey, easy.
On first down, they run with Howard. Now Howard stripped. He lost the football, and the Vikings pick up the football. And I don't know that that fumble is going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
The Vikings offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. We've got a lopsided game here. I don't know, Charles, what does the handbook say that we discuss when we've got a game like this in the fourth quarter?
Hold on a second. Let me thumb to the proper page on that. Know what it says?
Detroit!
Let's discuss how we got here. This is a dominant performance, where they took control of this game, how they've managed to keep control of this game, and then we go ahead and think about how we're going to leave here and get to the airport. In a lopsided blowout, the roads are usually open.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all three still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. On the give, this is their fullback. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That good for 22 and a first down.
There's a lot of good on that play when we see the big fella take it and rumble into the secondary. But how about the big part of it, taking care of the football? He doesn't carry it very often, but when he does, he's got to make sure that he doesn't get it popped free. Unlike Mike Tolbert in Super Bowl 50, carrying the ball popped free, turnover, and it hurt his team.
Making the stop there, Danielle Hunter.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here, because they've been very heavy in the running game on the last 4 plays.
Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth. So far, 4 plays in this drive, all 4 on the ground. They'll run it here. This is their fullback getting the carry. And, he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down.
Face mask. Defense.
They're down here in the fourth, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help. No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
And now it's 1st and 10, a big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
All right, here we go. Green 39, green 39.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll be stopped up quickly here at the 38. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean,